In this video, I'm making an antipasto potato salad. This isn't your average potato salad. It's loaded, a little chaotic, and packed with bold antipasto flavor in every bite. Oh yeah, by the way, it's gluten-free. Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and on this channel, we'll start by cooking a meal together, and then at the end, we'll sit down and count carbs. I'd love for you to join me. Let's get started. Begin by prepping the potatoes. You can use any type, but I'm using a medley of tricolored baby potatoes. They have thin skins and are creamy when cooked. I've already rinsed them and am now cutting into bite-sized pieces. Add salt to a pot of water. Add your prepped potatoes. Top with a lid. Turn heat down to low once it begins to boil. Cook for 10 to 12 minutes. Drain when done. While the potatoes are cooking, I'm making my antipasto dressing that will be poured over the potatoes after they're cooked and still hot. Into a measuring cup, I'm mixing 1/2 cup olive oil, 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar, 1 tablespoon of mustard, 1/2 teaspoon of Jarlic, and any type of seasoning that you would like. I'm adding some Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper. I'm measuring not only with my heart, but also with my taste buds. When the potatoes are done cooking, drain, add back into the pot, and then pour in the balsamic sauce. Mix well to make sure all of the potatoes are coated in the dressing. Set that aside for now. Rinse the cherry tomatoes, then slice in half. Fresh basil sets this recipe apart from others. Wash the basil, dry, stack a bunch of leaves together, roll up, and then cut into slim pieces. Voila! Easy peasy julienne basil. Next comes onions. You can use any kind of onion. For this recipe, I like red, not only for flavor, also because it adds color to the dish. I also decided to make strips versus diced pieces. Traditionally, antipasto salad has salami, prosciutto, and ham. I decided to go a little rogue here and added only summer sausage for a unique taste. Summer sausage is soft, slightly tangy, and has a shorter fermentation time than more traditional salami, if anyone is wondering. I added soft mozzarella balls. Add some olives, any kind is fine. Olives add a salty and briny flavor to this dish. For serving, I set everything out on the counter, buffet style. Take what you want, and if you don't like something, then leave it be. Drizzle with balsamic dressing, and enjoy. Before I begin the actual carb count, let me say that I am not a medical professional. I am just a human being who happens to wear my pancreas in my pocket. I also happen to have years of living with type 1 diabetes. I was diagnosed in 1964. If you do have a medical question, please consult your diabetic care team. Let's begin the carb count for the antipasto potato salad. There will be some math involved, but don't worry, it's not that hard. So let's begin with the potato. That had 25 grams per serving. Then we're going to move to the dressing. The oil had no grams of carbs. The balsamic had 2 grams of carbs per serving. The Jarlic was negligible, so we're not even going to count that. The mustard had 0 grams. And the salt and pepper and Italian seasoning that I used, they had 0 grams of carbs. And then the stuff around the potato. The red onion had 1 gram, the mozzarella had 0, the olives had 0, the cherry tomatoes had 15, the summer sausage had 0, and the basil also had 0. And you add all of this stuff up with the 25 for the potato, the 4 grams for the balsamic dressing, and the 16 for everything that went around the salad, and that adds up to 45 grams of carbs per serving. Once you have your final carb count for your serving, you will need to divide this number by your carb ratio. For instance, if I use my carb ratio of 1 to 15, 45 divided by 15 is equal to 3 units of insulin needed to keep my blood sugar within a normal range. Happy carb counting, And remember, my fellow type 1s, counting carbs so our pancreas doesn't have to, one meal at a time.